we may discuss our Lord and Savior Minarchy. No, seriously, I'm just kidding. Hi, my name's Rick Robinson. I am the general manager of KLRNradio.com. We are probably the largest independent podcast network that you've never heard of. We have a little bit of everything, and by that, what I mean to tell you is we have news, pop culture, special events, conspiratainment, true crime, mental health shows, drama productions, and pretty much everything in between. So if you're looking for a new podcast home to grab a little bit of everything that you love all in one place, come check us out. You can find us on X under @KLRNradio. You can find us on our Rumble and our YouTube channels under the same names. You can also find us at KLRNradio.com and pretty much every podcast catcher known to man. So again, feel free to come check us out anytime you like at KL.
Not to be a backseat driver, but can you swear you got the best monthly payment possible on your auto loan? Could it be that you might have gotten a better deal by shopping the loan at a few places and have a lower car payment? Next time, before you go car shopping, visit Communication Federal Credit Union first. Our auto loan experts will find you a perfect loan and get you the lowest monthly payment we can. Communication Federal, your auto loan experts. Restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, everyone. This is Jim, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.
Thanks, JJ.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
We've got answers. We've got time. We've got theories that sound just fine. We've read the room. We've skimmed the page, been wrong before, but never afraid. We'll tell you why, we'll tell you when, we'll tell you how. Again and again, we've got the tone, we've got the flair. We didn't ask, but we're still there. Poorly you move.
And welcome into another episode of Men Explained Poorly. I am one of the crew, Mr. Rick Robinson, and we are being joined with our regular miscreants for the evening. One moment, I'm trying to get everybody pulled up here. All right, so you should be able to see everybody on the screen. We have VC, otherwise known as Vincent Charles. We have our Amish guy. We've got Delaney, and we have our resident alien with us this evening as well. So we're going to kind of go in order. VC, how was your week, man? How's things? How's you?
I am. Hang on, let me check. I have to read the Chat GPT thing. I am awesomely outrageous.
Nice.
No, I had a pretty good week.
Home planet.
Well, it. I died on the way to my home planet. Yeah. It's only Tuesday, but everything's going copacetic so far. I think we're good.
Good so far. All right, awesome. And Amish, how about you? How's things?
Despite the current revelation that Vincent hasn't worn underwear in 24 years, I am doing all right.
I was kind of hope we didn't mention that, and that maybe he would have forgotten about that too. But
No,
we were
I didn't forget. I didn't forget at all.
we were all.
I just
scarred
stole his
for life in the
answer.
green room.
Nothing beats the easy freedom of an unfurnished basement.
We were all scarred for
There's
life.
nothing between us and him but Gabardine.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
All right. Well, Delaney, now that we've all been scarred for life, how are you, my friend? How are things?
You might as well just skip over me because how do you follow that up?
Your team no pants. You're supposed to.
He says, "Let's stack akimbo." Yeah.
Sack akimbo.
That sounds
so, yeah.
painful. I'm not even going to pretend otherwise. That actually sounds a little painful.
That's going in the game.
Nice. And for our resident alien, sir, how are you? How are things?
You know, I understand about indecision, but I don't care if I get behind. People live in competition, and all I want is to have peace of mind.
Beautiful.
That's fucking deep, man.
Should we all be like snapping now or something? Okay.
I'm crying on the inside.
I laughed. I cried. It became a part of me.
Tiptoes 2 is available next year.
And I will wait in line at the theater. Well, there won't be a line, but I'll be the line at the theater.
You would. Oh. So speaking of
Call the
theater,
Brute Squad. You are the Brute Squad.
so speaking of theaters, I figured this is the perfect show to kind of bring this stuff up before we get into the topic. I think Disney might have finally made a smart move because apparently they're re-releasing the original Star Wars in theaters soon. None of the
it's
New Hope
50th.
crap. Yeah, none of the New Hope crap. None of the extra CGI. None of the Greedo shot first crap either. So, yay.
I don't care about any of that. I want Disney to re-release, to great fanfare, Song of the fucking South.
That'll happen sometime after Hell Freezes over. But yeah,
I'll wait. I remember seeing it when I was a kid, man. It was an amazing movie. It was awesome.
You know, the last time I was at Disneyland, they still hadn't removed that song from Splash Mountain.
Was everyone walking around offended, looking at the speakers or something?
No, because, well, the last time I was at Disneyland, it was still when the only time that anybody cared about anything was when all the feminists had the Pirates of the Caribbean ride changed. So that way the men were chasing women carrying plates of food instead of being a bunch of lecherous humps.
Andrew in the chat says he saw that movie in the theaters. So,
Oh, I'm sure he did.
yeah, Steven.
I thought you were going to go with Black Hole, though, VC. That's the one they need to re-release.
Oh, God, yeah. They
Love
need to
that one.
remaster it. They need to make a 4K transfer and just put it on Blu-ray. I would buy it in a minute.
Was I the
I
only one who
maxed
was
that shit.
weirded out by that movie when I was a kid?
That thing to all the fuck. Oh, man. I'm sorry, what was that, Rick?
I was going to say, was I the only one who was a little bit freaked out by that movie when I was a kid?
No, it was fucking
Yes.
terrifying.
No. The robot, fucking Maximilian, he was fucking terrifying.
It was the
But-
closest I felt to home in my life.
Shell getting... Sorry. What was that, Jeff?
It was the closest I felt to home in my entire life.
Oh, God, you poor thing. I'm so sorry. We shouldn't have brought that up, guys.
I love me some black holes. Wait a minute.
No, Maximilian was scary as shit, though. But it also had a robot with the coolest name ever invented. So
Bob?
no. Fuck you.
I don't know. Pretty sure the robot with the coolest name ever invented was when in the newest Superman movie when they named the robot Gary.
I have not seen that film, nor
Yeah,
will
well,
I
they'll-
see that film.
I wound up watching it with one of my kids and was pleasantly surprised to find out Alan Tudyk was actually the one playing the robot character. And he killed production for like 30 minutes because what his line was, "Are you ever going to give me a real name?" Because he only had a number. I don't remember the number now. And the dude playing Superman said, "Well, we could call you this." And then Tudyk basically improv and says, "Gary's a great name," and everybody lost it for that for like 10 minutes, and then it took everybody forever to get reset and everything else. It was funny. It was funny. It's probably the best part of the movie
That
because the
doesn't
rest of it was
surprise
kind of
me.
weird.
Yeah.
But anyway. So now that we've triggered Jeff and we've triggered and VC's triggered the rest of us, do we just want to call it a night? Can we be done? No, I'm just playing.
I'm fine.
I don't know
Are
if I'll
you
ever-
though?
This is my default state. I'm good.
I don't know if I'll ever be fine again. But anyway, so the topic for tonight, and this has been discussed on former shows that we've all been on together, but I thought with everything that's going on in the world today, this would be a good time to bring this one up again for this particular offering, which is the difference between peacekeepers and peacemakers, and why it is society seems to be bound and determined to keep creating the wrong ones. Because if you'll notice, even in school, they do that with kids all the. Yo, you need to just sit there and be still like Jenny does. And you guys do remember boys and girls are supposed to be different, right?
Girls have
Welcome.
a vagina, boys have a penis.
Not.
Not in third
It's
millennium
true.
America. Yeah.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor. Oh, dude, my dad used that line for forever. Because it was my fault, though. Like, a couple days after we watched that movie in the theaters, my dad's like, "I have a headache." I'm like, "Is it a tumor?" And then he's like doing his best Arnold Schwarzenegger. "It's not a tumor." And yeah, it kind of stuck. It's still a thing today. So, anyway. But yeah, no, it's just interesting to me because especially with everything that's going on right now, and you're seeing this play out in Congress in real time. You're seeing the difference between people that understand what it means to be a peacekeeper and people that are only interested in being a peacemaker. And I don't know about you, but as a kid, I was a peacemaker because my home life was not that stable, and I would be the one doing everything I could to keep everything calm no matter what it took. I didn't learn the difference between being a peacekeeper and a peacemaker until I started changing career paths and realizing what the difference was. But society seems like they're stuck on this whole thing, and you've seen all this playing out with all the news coverage and everything else. We shouldn't have done this. We shouldn't have done that. And I'm not going to talk about it that much on this show, but let's just be real. These people have been attacking us off and on for 47 years. So it's not like there wasn't ample reason for us to do the things that we've done. But watching people on camera acting like we've done the worst thing ever when these people want us dead was one of the reasons like it's time to have this conversation again, because there is a huge difference between being someone who knows what it means to be a peacekeeper and being a peacemaker. So I just kind of want to get everybody's thoughts on that, and I will start with the Amish one most likely because VC scarred me.
Well, I'm the one who reopened the wound. Okay, so I used to be the peacemaker. I just wanted everybody to get along, and then I realized that not only does that end up not making anybody happy, but usually the people that you made peace between ended up hating you for getting involved in it. So I
You
became
stole
the
my
peacemaker.
answer.
I became the peacemaker where I pretty much we'll just take a side and stick with it and tell the other person they're fucking wrong. And get them in line with get them to unfuck their headgear rather than just saying, "Oh, you both have valid points." No, fuck you, you're wrong. Stop it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I have spoken.
Was that a Wizard of Oz callback? That felt like a Wizard of Oz callback,
That was a Family Guy callback.
which I'm pretty sure was a Wizard of Oz callback.
Ah.
So. All right. VC, do you have another answer, or did he really steal your answer?
He mostly stole my answer, but I was the same way when I was younger. I wanted everyone to get along. I wanted a steady flow, right? I didn't like people getting into conflict. And I think I was about maybe in my early 30s when I just said, fuck this, because I came to the same conclusions as Orty did. People are always going to argue. People are always going to fight. You have to be an extremely strong personality to be able to keep the peace between, differing people or factions, as it were. And I've reached the point now, I'm 1 year away from being 60 years old. I just tell people, if you don't cut the shit, I'm gonna hurt you.
Nice.
And an extended stay in prison is not as intimidating to me at this age as it was when I was in my 30s.
Right.
So if they say 20 years to life, I'm like, that's a dawdle. I'm going to die before I'm 80 anyway, so fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
What's cafeteria food like?
I'll take that bet. You're sentenced to 20 years. Cool, I'll take that bet.
It's like, I have a savings account. I can put money on my own prison books. I'm good. All right, Delaney, what you got?
A little from column A and a little from column B. It just kind of depends on where you are, especially where you are, who the crowd is. But, there's sometimes in the family when it's better for the family to de-escalate, or people in, they have to be in a circle that I care about. If it's external or I don't really care that much, that's a different story. But depending on where I am, I may want to see if I can de-escalate first and then start to apply some logic. Because people tend not to make good decisions or even be able to listen until they've stopped being a jackass. But it just depends on where I am and what the situation is. I would, that said, unless you can be a monster, you're really not going to be effective. And they have to recognize, I mean, that goes for a lot of things, but you got to be able to be a monster.
I'm a monster.
It takes a turn.
I didn't talk to my sister for 9 years after my father's funeral. She broke before I did.
It's been about 13.
As I've told my girls and
I haven't spoken to my sister.
13? Oh, good on you, man. Good on you. Hold that ground.
The field on which I grow my fucks is barren. Like I said, it's got to be a pretty tight circle of where I want it, who the target is. And hold on just for a second, gentlemen. Go ahead and move on, please.
Sure, no problem. And what you got for us, Alien?
Neither.
Neither?
I am. You don't want me involved.
See, on his planet, they handle conflict differently.
I am your typical observer more than peacekeeper, peacemaker. But when I jump in, I am 100% peacemaker. Don't give a fuck. And I know there's some that might laugh at that, but I think Orty knows me probably the best, that I am the quietest individual you ever meet. But once I decide that I am jumping in and need to input myself, you don't want to be a part of it.
Ask him about Rush.
Right? I don't hold anything back. I have told my own family to go fuck themselves. my older sister once tried to jump in and because of who she is and what she is, tried to be the peacemaker. I told her to go fuck herself, mind her own house, I'll mind my own house, and we can go our separate ways. And that's been 10 years from now.
See, the
And I
other
gotta
thing
say,
about that too, my other end of being a peacemaker too, is the not taking a side at all, sitting back and watching until the point needs to be made. Y'all just need to fuck.
well, it's funny because I know on
God damn it.
on the show that we're taking the time slot of, Andy once called me a sniper because I will come in with the comments right off and just derail everything. And it's what I do all the time. I will derail situations by calling people morons and fuckers and get them mad at me so they're quitting being mad at each other. And I don't care. There's no one in my life other than my son that I really give a fuck about. Not saying I don't appreciate friends, but at the end of the day, like I told him literally last night, there are only two people in this world I am jumping in front of a bullet for without question. That's him and his sister. Everyone else, I am going to take a moment of thought to figure out if I'm going to jump in front of or not. That's what I think of people, and I'm an asshole for it.
No, you're not. Because I'll just come out and say it. People fucking suck.
Yes,
They do.
yes.
And some people even swallow.
God, you have to pay extra for that.
Yeah.
But again, I think it comes down to where is your circle.
Yeah, yeah. No,
One friend has a circle of two. And if you're trying to preserve the, it just depends on the target audience. Sometimes.
and I agree with Delaney because and I'm sure we all jump back and forth between both depending on the circumstance. Like sometimes we're forbidden by work ethics. What God, I hate that freaking HR department. Where a she who is pretending to be a he drops a 300-pound printer on you. You can't go and call and bitch about how she who pretends to be a he is bitching to her girlfriend in the truck, whining instead of helping the dude she just dropped the fucking printer on. You can't say anything. You just have to shut up and not say anything because you're not allowed to ruffle the feathers. But even though in your heart of hearts, you're sitting there going, well, wait a minute. If she identifies as a dude, can I beat the fuck out of him?
Oh, I mean, if they're going to identify.
Allegedly. I'm just saying if that situation happened.
In Minecraft.
Yes, in Minecraft. It's like they say in Minecraft, equal rights, equal lefts.
Well, so I think just to clarify things for a second, the thing about being a peacekeeper versus a peacemaker, to be a good peacemaker, you have to know how to be a peacekeeper. But the problem is, there is a point of being a peacekeeper where you take it too far, where you will do whatever it takes to hold the peace, even if it means, basically, I mean, and I did it in my last marriage. I shut down. I stopped communicating. I stopped trying to talk things through because it didn't do any good. And that's kind of the old peacekeeper trying to kick back in, because it was better just for me to be miserable sitting on the couch than to have another argument. So I just held it all inside, and eventually it all blew up in my face anyway. Which is another reason why
That's the whole premise behind the Police song Synchronicity too, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
okay.
What is it called when you sit on the bench and you're trying to provoke people into fights?
We call it. That's called shit posting.
Okay.
You're being a Vincent. That's what you're being. Because I will egg a motherfucker on.
Hi, I'd like to invite you to the world of being a chaos agent.
Yes.
Thank you. I hope I
I'm
will not
surrounded by chaos
besmirch the
agents.
honor you have given me.
I'm apparently surrounded by chaos agents. But so yeah, I mean, so to be a good peacemaker, you have to understand how to be a peacekeeper as well. But the problem is, if the only thing you're worried about is not pissing somebody off, not saying the wrong thing, not and just at all costs, just not making waves, then eventually you're the one that's going to be left miserable. And what disturbs me most about society today, and this is more of a men related situation, is because a lot of the teachers nowadays are female, and a lot of the teachers are like, talking to these boys that are rambunctious. Why can't you just sit there and be quiet like Jenny? Because he's a boy. You guys do remember there's a difference between boys and girls. At least they're supposed to be. And
Once
that's,
again,
go
girls
ahead.
have a vagina, boys have a penis.
Well, supposedly.
We've been over
but
this, Rick.
Anymore, you can't really tell.
And once again, welcome to Third Millennium America.
Scary time to be alive. Dude, complete non sequitur, but this, this is the whole, me about to be 53, 53? Yeah, 53.
Punk
And
ass bitch.
had no intentions of ever being back in the dating scene. This shit is weird out here. I don't
The
want
baby in the group speaks.
I don't
Right.
want to. This shit is weird out here. I don't want to. I don't like
No,
dating.
basically, you just walk up to somebody in the Whole Foods, in the frozen section, say, "Hey, Angel Face, you want to see my goods?" That's it.
And then she responds, "Yeah, you want to see mine?"
Exactly my problem.
Dating. It's like acting.
Just sing the lumberjack song and you'll be fine. It's over quickly, trust me. I mean, allegedly.
It's not gay if you keep your socks on.
No eye contact. Do not make eye contact, Rick. Well, yeah, you can't.
No.
We couldn't tell a second ago, Delaney, but apparently not now.
We didn't lose him, did we? Uh-oh. Shit.
Testing.
Ah, there you are.
There you are.
All right, cool. Okay, Rick, just don't stare at the Adam's apple. It'll make them, a little anxious.
They get all self-conscious and then they get violent.
I hate you all right now.
Do you?
What's not to hate if I'm being
And
honest?
then they turn into a whirling dervish of fists and elbows. And you're screaming, no, but all they hear is, who wants cake? And believe me, they all want cake.
No, I want Persian pie.
Oh, my.
God, yes.
That's
The world
oddly
is not ready
specific.
for the unrelenting onslaught of hot Persian poon that's about to descend upon it.
Oh, God, no.
Dude,
You
seriously,
people have
I'm seeing-
no
I'm seeing
idea.
some of those videos.
I've
Can
never
we-
met a non-attractive Persian.
Can we ship the
Ever.
awfuls over there and ship the?
I mean,
Persian
even aging Persian
Oh,
women,
100%.
like in their 60s and 70s, are still fucking stunning. It's amazing.
Jeff, what'd you say to me in Discord last night?
With all the women celebrating on X the freedom that Iran is about to experience, Persia is about to experience, my timeline is full of so much spank material, I have at least a month's worth.
Oh, I was talking about between the freeing of Venezuela and Iran.
Oh, I don't care. That's the Persian spank material. Yeah, but
the Persian,
yeah.
that beat it. But no, between Venezuela and Iran getting freed, the amount of sweet poon that's going to be released on the world. American white women, liberal white women don't stand a chance.
No, they don't. They don't.
And it's
The conservative women still do, but no, the they're just. I mean, they're not even going to be wanted by lesbians. They're just going to have to go trans for trans on trans ugliness.
And I'm not even sure half the conservative women are going to be able to beat the onslaught, because these women are going to understand what it's like not to have freedom instead of cosplaying it or being paid by Middle Eastern countries looking at you, Megyn Kelly.
Well, damn, check out the big brain on Al. Dropping Samuel Johnson in the chat. I think that was Al anyway. Yep.
But yeah,
And
it's
I mean,
it's going to be
Ooh, good one.
glorious,
Good one.
glorious.
It's going to be like the 70s all over again.
And all I want, God, please let this happen within the next year. I need my YouTube full of Persian campers.
ooh, that would be a new niche for you.
That is like really, really super specific.
Have you
There's a
not
niche for
heard their
everyone.
Asian camping stories?
And already sitting back on, you know what? That Jeff is an ideas guy.
Oh,
See,
he's
Orty's
being
not even
funny.
talking.
You're
He's
an
writing
idea,
all
you're an
this
ideas guy. I like that.
I was going to say, he's not even talking. He's writing all these ideas down.
Well, yeah. Also, yes. Also, I was replying to you. So you want to bomb a funeral? Yeah. Oh, by the way, it looks like Jazzy's losing.
Oh, I know. I was watching that earlier. Kind of. I
Anyway.
don't know. I was kind of hoping it was going to be her because that would have been fun. But now that her district's going away, at least we'll be done with her soon.
Yeah.
That and Blinky fell behind too.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, who's Blinky
Oh,
again?
what a disappointment that was.
Yeah.
I was so stoked. I'm like, how do you not like a guy? What a great background. And then it's like, good God, really?
It's always just more of the same, more of the same, more of the same. Ugh.
Is it wrong that I think at this point two of my favorite politicians might be Kennedy and Fetterman, for the love of God?
Right?
And if you don't know who they're talking about with
I mean,
Blinky, they mean
seriously.
Dollar Store Emilio Largo.
Oh yeah. I didn't know who that was. When I was like, what?
You know what? Let's
Well
bring
played,
it
sir.
back. Let's bring back the show to the show. I'm gonna say fuck it. Let's talk politics for a second. And
Sure.
and how
Jeff
to be
never speaks politics at home.
how to be a good man. Can we talk about Fetterman sticking up to his beliefs, even though all of us disagree with him 80% of the time? But he's willing to stick his neck out and his dick out for 20% that he disagrees with people who want him dead.
Dude is
Dude,
principled as
seriously,
fuck.
like
Yeah,
I mean,
would love to
half
buy
the
the
people
man a
that
drink.
voted for him are saying that, like, yeah, some of the biggest groups that pushed for him the last time aren't pushing for him this time because he does stand on his principles. I mean, he is probably, and I've said this on a lot of shows lately. I almost feel bad calling him Uncle Festerman for like the first 6 months that he was in office.
Oh,
Almost.
he was, and then once his
yeah.
brain healed, he but we talk about what does it take to be a good man, and you honestly feel when especially with the way he speaks about what's going on in Iran, a whole Israel thing and a handful of other matters. When he comes out and speaks, you believe he speaks from his own internal values. And even to the point where when he starts to speak with things we don't agree with, you give him the benefit of the doubt because you're like, holy fuck, he is a man who believes in things and I disagree with him. But you know what? I think I could probably have a conversation with this man. Granted, it's going to be slow. It's going to be tedious. I'm going to need 3 beers, but it's what a
He has
man.
earned the right. He has
Yeah,
earned the right to sit at the table and have a conversation, discuss back and forth,
yes.
take points, whatever, and come to some kind of, hopefully some kind of agreement. But he's earned the right to sit there and talk with anybody because he has stuck his neck out and he has been principled, and that's just not something. I have 2 girls,
It's not something you really
Yeah.
see
and I
on any
wonder
side
that
of
one of
politics.
the things that always freaks me out is like, okay, what's their prospects going to be like? Because I'm
Yeah.
not terribly impressed
Yes.
by
Yeah.
these the boys out there these days. It's
How are you with arranged marriages? Because my son's 17. No. But no, it is. It's what we're talking about tonight. Peacekeeper versus peacemaker. It's easy to go between the two when you know who you are and you know what your values are. And I think I would have never thought of saying this a year and a half ago about how he may actually be showing a handful of young men that it's okay to be the peacemaker or the peacekeeper based on your values. And if you stick with it and believe it, yeah, you're going to be called X, Y, and Z by this group, but other people are going to sit there and go, you know what? I don't agree with the man always, but he seems okay.
sometimes you need the
Well,
sword,
I mean,
sometimes you need the shield.
and that's kind
That's
of
it
it.
pretty much. The one thing that you learn, especially when you get to our age, and I'm sure Rick will come to find this out eventually, being the
Yeah, once
child
he's out of
among us.
diapers.
Exactly.
Once he weans off the teat.
I mean, do we really ever want to wean off the teat? But yeah.
No.
No.
Heaving bosoms.
Breast
Sausages.
akimbo.
Breasts akimbo. You cannot, regardless of whether you're a peacekeeper or a peacemaker, you cannot make everyone happy. People will always disagree with you. The sooner you realize that, the better off you'll be, and the longer you'll be able to stay sane. So don't try to appease to every single group to get them to agree with you, or even worse, get them to like you, because it's not going to happen.
Well, and
So-
and I guess to me that's kind of where I was going with the topic for tonight, because the key to being a good peacekeeper is knowing when to make peace and when to decide that, or peacemaker is knowing when to try to keep the peace and when to say, okay, there's not much peace left to keep here. But you need to, as Jeff just pointed out, Fetterman is actually showing, younger Democratic men how to be an actual peacemaker because he stands on his beliefs and he doesn't waver. You've seen this with almost every other politician, and even on our side, because remember when Barack Obama bombed, what was it, Libya? I think it was Libya. And
Yeah.
every Republican was like, I can't believe he did this without going to Congress first. And now Trump did it, and the Democrats are like, I can't believe he did this without going to Congress first. And all the Republicans are like, well, he didn't need to because of this. You weren't saying that when Obama did it. And me, to my detriment, I wasn't really either, but that's because I didn't really do much of a deep dive into the War Powers Act. Now that I understand the damn thing, I understand that one, that thing's pretty much unconstitutional if it ever gets challenged, and two, it's probably not good to begin with. But at the same time, at least Fetterman's consistent. The one thing that he has constantly come out on the right side of is the Israel situation. Even back when it was, the Muslims trying to track and chase down Israeli college students in the colleges, and all the lefties were like, "Oh no, no, that's not what you think." And Fetterman's like, "Dude, they're literally trying to kill Jews. Why are you okay with this?" And that was kind of the first time that he started bucking everything. But that's the difference between being somebody who is an appeaser, meaning a peacekeeper at all costs, no matter what, and go along to get along, or somebody that understands that sometimes to keep the peace, sometimes you got to finish the fight. And that's where we are right now. And I've been saying this now for months with Iran because I didn't understand all of it either. I didn't realize how much of this we started way back in like 1953, 1954, because we didn't like the outcome of an election because Britain got pissed because the newly elected prime minister wanted to basically nationalize their oil industry. And then, of course, this is a few years after us coming away from World War II. And we're like, well, we just had to kick the crap out of another socialist country. So do we really want to go through this again? Maybe we should do something about that. And the rest is history because we decided to stick our nose in somewhere.
Are you trying to tell the audience that our foreign policy made things worse?
Yes, I am.
What?
Yes,
That's impossible.
I mean, to be
That's
fair,
impossible.
just like, I'm really gonna flatten this and take out a lot of nuance, but our involvement with Iran basically came from British Petroleum thinking that England still had delusions of empire, Just like when we got involved in Vietnam after the French, we go in and clean up and, oh, fuck, death to America. Well, shit, we're here now. All right.
We got to go even further back. This all started with Sykes-Picot.
Oh, yeah. Fuck those guys. Seriously.
Yes,
Fuck these
seriously.
fucking fucks.
And another thing, Canada. The U.S. didn't consult us before causing a situation in Iraq. I wouldn't consult Canada over what I was going to put in my coffee in the morning.
Yeah, we don't consult with communist countries. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Aggie had the best line with that. She said, "I don't consult with my hat before I make a decision. Why would I consult? Why should America consult with Canada?"
Nice. I can't remember what the purpose was, but I was asked if I had been to a foreign country for something. And I said, and at that, I think I was 18 or 19 at the time, and I had just driven into Canada to get legal beer or, drink my first legal beer. And I said, well, I went to Canada, but that doesn't really count. And apparently the person was Canadian and lost their shit. I'm like, come on. It's just, except for the kilometers, it's the same thing.
Yeah, and the road signs are in French too. Hello.
Here's my opinion of Canadians. They're beneath me. No, literally, equator-wise, latitude, longitude-wise, 80% of Canadians are beneath me. So shut up.
They have voted for some weird stuff. I mean, I don't know. When we were younger, it was different. Well, a lot of things are different, but it's painful to see what they have voted in.
No, Canada.
The number of people they're euthanizing.
Yeah, Canada used to be kind of
insane.
cool. I mean, like 35, 40 years ago, they were kind of like America's special needs cousin. He's cool, and he wants to tag along, and he
loves grilled cheese
and all that stuff. And now they're just.
The biggest disappointing, upsetting thing about me with Canada
Rush.
is realizing Futurama takes place in Canada because of the suicide machines.
Yes. And Geddy Lee still lives and breathes.
Right? What the hell is up with that? We will never have world peace until that man quits singing.
Why do you hate Geddy Lee so bad?
Oh, don't even.
Don't get him started. No.
You already got him started.
This is not going to be a 3-hour show.
You just gave a retarded Etch-a-Sketch. You know that, right?
I resemble that remark.
There is unrest in the forest.
And the creatures all have fled. As the maple stream.
Wild Jeff has appeared.
You do
shake their head.
Hey, you three of you understand that in the D&D game, any banshee sounds like Geddy Lee to me.
Oh, same.
Dun dun dun.
Like a giant sayonara. Sorry.
Fly
All right, so
away from here.
I don't know if you guys have seen
Cygnus
this yet.
X1.
I don't know if you guys have seen this yet or not, but apparently Crenshaw has lost. So.
Oh, thank God.
I saw the best meme on him the other day. He's got an eye patch over each eye that says how Crenshaw reads the Bill of Rights.
Oh, dude, fuck that dude with a cactus sideways.
How much money has he made?
Too much.
$1 billion.
He's made a lot.
He's giving Pelosi a run for her money on year-to-year average.
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore.
He'll just
almost like they don't truck that kind of nonsense down in Texas.
Well,
so you think he tries to get a gig with Fox? Is that your?
Oh, he already has one.
Oh, he's already got it. He's probably already got a gig with Fox.
If he's not on Fox, he'll be the token conservative on MSNBC.
Yeah, he'll do that, and then he'll naturally be on the board of several corporations raking in money for not doing shit.
Let's take a moment because we're all, whether we like it or not, podcasters, to take a moment for the fact that most likely we're going to lose a talk show host, podcast host on Unsubscribed.
Oh, right. Damn it.
No, I tend to be pretty ignorant on most things, and I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
Brandon Herrera.
I still don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Oh, did he win?
He is projected to
know who
win.
that is? Am I supposed to know who that is?
Yeah, he's a gun tuber on YouTube. I personally loathe the man, but yeah.
He's great on Unsubscribed, though, with the Fat Electrician and a few others.
Yeah, HLC and Fat
Well,
Electrician.
yeah, Hitler liked dogs too, but you know.
You know who else drank water?
Yeah.
Satan.
So since we've already broken the political cherry on this one, I have to bring this up. I really feel like the White House folks that have been so spot on with all the funny shit lately missed a perfect opportunity yesterday, because they really should have put out an announcement that the United States Navy was continuing its fight on climate change by creating 11 new reefs. I'm just saying, they really should have done that. That would have been
My favorite tweet of this whole thing has been Fat Electrician asking Hegseth if he can have the file so he can do a second video.
Oh, but yeah.
All right.
Yeah, when I saw that
Praying Mantis 2.
Yeah, he's like, I want
Yes.
to be Praying Mantis 2. I need the notes. Oh, but dude, the funniest thing is for everybody who has just completely trash talked Hegseth. Now, I know it's not just him. He's got a great team around him. There's all kinds of other folks involved in all this stuff. But they have pulled off some next level shit with that man in charge. Like, let's not forget. I mean, we're in the middle of talking about Iran, but like, what, 5-6 weeks ago, we snatched a dude out of a Snuggie. Just yoinked him like it was nothing.
That's what happens. That's what happens. That's what's supposed to happen when you put a warfighter in the office.
And once again, it goes back to Peacekeeper, Peacemaker.
Oh, nice segue. Way
Thank
to
you.
pull it off. You're a pro. You are a pro.
It's almost like he's been doing this for a while or something.
It really is an interesting perspective. And yes, I can segue and bring it back like no one else. But it's one of those things where you have to sit there and look at it and hate him or love him. Beck today had Jonathan Turley on. And Turley is great with the Founding Fathers. And they did 20 minutes on what the Founding Fathers most likely would have thought about this. And it was an exquisite demonstration of Peacemaker versus Peacekeeper. I highly recommend everyone, I think it was the third hour of Beck's show, to listen to it, because even someone like Jonathan Turley was saying, yeah, Hamilton and Jefferson probably would have been 100% in favor of this, but people like Mason probably would have been against it. It was a real interesting study on the two sides that we've been kind of talking and hinting around tonight. It was brilliant.
I hadn't heard that, but I'm gonna have to go find it now.
Yeah, I have to go check that out.
I was not thrilled with the Hegseth choice. What I did like from the outset was that he was a warfighter. And that was, so I was, well, not that anyone freaking cared what I thought about it, but I was in my own head, I'm like, all right, he's a warfighter. That's certainly an upgrade over anything that we've had in a long time.
Yeah.
And then the signal thing came out, and I'm like, oh, dude, come on. But I have enjoyed watching the man cook. Venezuela was art. That was violent art. It still boggles my mind. It still boggles my mind that they pulled that off. Because who does that without leaking and letting, anyway.
Yeah. Well, I'm reminded of
impressive.
Herm Edwards, New York Jets coach in 2002. And it's something. Please, no offense to anyone who's in the military. It's not your fault. It's leadership in politics. With his greatest quote about the playoffs being, "You play to win the game." It's really that easy. If you follow that mantra in all things, you usually come out okay.
I mean, well, and seriously, this is something that I've talked about for a long time. We stopped fighting wars to win a long time ago. We hadn't done it in a long time. I mean, the last time we fought anything to the point where we were actually trying to win it was World War II. Everything else, basically, we kept fighting to a stalemate. Part of that is because after World War II, they came up with this interesting idea of trying to intertwine all the world's economies, which is one reason why it's so hard for anybody to bomb anybody else back to the Stone Age, because everybody else feels the consequences of it. Which is honestly another reason why I'm surprised we are hitting Iran as hard as we are right now. Because I don't know if you've seen some of the footage from tonight, but Hexeth was not bluffing when he said that the hits were about to get a lot harder.
But,
You either go,
Well,
you cannot just put your toe in the water there. You're either in or you're out, and it's that half-assed nature that gets more people killed.
yeah, that and the fact that by sticking it to Iran, we also stick it to China. Has
yes.
100%.
And
I still
Russia.
think this is more about the petrodollar than anything else, in my humble opinion. But that's another.
oh no,
You know,
that's certainly a valid theory. It is. It's crossed
When
my
is
mind
it
more than
not?
once. Yeah.
well, I look back and Ordy, you'll laugh at this one. I think with the Peacekeeper Peacemaker, we used to paint pinup calendar girls, or in the case of Richard Bong, his girlfriend on the side of their plane, to show. I'm going to use this word, fight for what we want and what we believe in. In this case, it's pretty girls and freedom. War outstanding. We used to look at things like that to inspire us to do the peacekeeping and peacemaking. But how many times over the last few years has indifference won over either of those matters?
It's a sad state of affairs, but how many, even among Republicans, the number has dropped, but love of country has dropped precipitously, especially on the left side of the aisle. And it's also dropped on the right, but you can't have a, how do you fight for anything when you can't agree that what you're fighting for is fundamentally good? What are you putting your back to?
Yeah, and
I quote the great sage Animal Mother: "If I'm going to fight for a word, that word is poontang."
damn right. Well, Delaney, I will go with the conversation I had with my son yesterday, because we had an amazing conversation. And last week he was out on winter break. God, do any of you remember having winter break and spring break in high school? Like, seriously, that's like, God, my God. But I would
They're
tell, I told
spoiled these days.
100%. But I told my son yesterday, he never realized, because he would get to sleep in when I would go off to work. I told him last night, I said, all last week, every day before I walked out the door to go to work, I would go into his room and just let him know, even though he's asleep and probably didn't hear me, that I loved him. And it's reasons like that. In my case, it's my son. It could be your wife. It could be your daughters. It could be whatever your freaky shit you're into. I'm looking at you, Ordy.
The women behind the Circle K.
Yeah,
No.
it's the reason
God bless their smutty hearts.
it's the reason we do what we do, and when we decide to interject ourselves, and when we decide to go, you know what, this isn't our fight, just let them go, and we'll help whatever happens after.
All right. Well, believe it or not, gentlemen, we are coming to the end of our time together. So I'm going to start going around the panel here and start with Vincent. Where can folks find you, sir?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at YesThatVCharles. You can also find me Sunday evenings at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Vincent Charles Project with my esteemed colleagues Jeff and Ordnance J. Packard. And you can also find me here every Tuesday night with these wonderful, wonderful men.
And Delaney, where can folks find you?
Pretty much here, and the curses. And that's about it, because I think X is a crazy place, and I don't wish to engage.
He's on the Twitters.
Barely, but he is there.
It's a silly place, like Camelot, and yeah.
And Alien, where can folks find you?
Every Friday night at 10 o'clock Eastern as the dungeon master for that god-awful D&D game we're running now. Curse of Stephanaris, God, it's been fun.
Magical.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
It's been a lot of fun.
Drunkenly magical.
Even if you don't know D&D, it's 5 or 6 people, including my son, just having a blast, laughing and working through stories. It is amazing. Sunday night Lost Wanderer is coming back. Monday night I will be here with Aggie, Spirited Books, catching up for last week because I didn't think she was even back in town, so I didn't finish my book. Yes, M, if you're listening, you are correct this month.
Oh, and all right. So as far as for me, I'll be back here tomorrow at noon for the Rick Robinson Show, then producing for the full lineup tomorrow night. I believe this is an inquiry night, so we'll go from there. And then we should have the curmudgeon back with us, then, of course, behind the enemy lines. And then me and Orty at 10, and then Edge of Liberty at 11, and then that will be when we wind things down. Thursday night, Jen and Rick. Friday, doing the noon show again. Rick Robinson Show, 3 p.m. is the Weekend News Roundup. 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Aggie and I should be back with He Said, She Said. And then I think Saturday's a juxtaposition. I think I'm losing
The
track.
James Brown of podcasting right here.
Yeah, except I'm Vanilla Brown. I'm Vanilla Brown.
Hardest
But
working
anyway,
man podcasting.
you can also find me at RowdyRick73 on X. You can find the network at KLRM Radio, and I also produce the Lobster Party podcast, which drops on Tuesdays. And Amish, did I ask you yet? I don't
No, you
remember if I
didn't.
did.
I was about to say, well, fuck me, right?
No.
I mean, $30 is $30, Orty. I mean, if
$30 is
need
free,
it.
yeah.
It's like, hello, I'm Rick. I'll be your waiter, and I also act.
Well, let's see. Tomorrow you can find me returning as Ordnance Packard on X. I have been in Twitmo for the last week. Didn't deserve it, but what the fuck. Let's see. Tomorrow night you can find me on Rick and Orty. Thursday you can find me on The Culture Shift with Brad, entertainment writer Brad Slager. Friday we will. Where am I Friday? I think I'm off Friday. Oh, that's weird. Saturday is Juxtaposition with Rick. Sunday is the Vincent Charles Project with Vincent and Jeff and Janelle. And then that's it for the week.
All right, that's going to do it for us, folks. Hang out for BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon coming up just about now. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
We've got answers. We've got time. We've got theories that sound just fine. We've read the